There are 75 off-leash dog areas in Toronto, but one councillor feels in a city of almost 300,000 dogs, that's not nearly enough, and he's looking to change the way the city approaches the issue.
Currently, when we create a dog park, it's with consultation with the local councillor, and community. But it's a haphazard, way of doing things.
Councillor for Toronto Centre, Chris Moyes, says the city needs a master plan for off-leash dog parks overseen by city staff. The goal is to not only look holistically at the feasibility of including off-leash areas in current parks, but also including them in future ones.
Take the haphazard approach out of the council's hands and put it in staff's hands, who are actually, experts in their field, and have understanding of the wider, broader city issues that we're facing around off-leash dog parks.
Among those issues is the distribution of off-leash areas across the city, particularly in the downtown core.
We don't have a lot of green space. So we have people walking dogs, let's say in school grounds or in other inappropriate places. And even where there's no dog off-leash parks, people are still, having their dogs off-leash.
Downtown residents we spoke to agree that more dedicated off-leash spaces are needed.
I think there should be a much more. There's so many dogs at all given times.
Where I live, which is out at Queen and Dovercourt, we've been campaigning for an off-leash park since 2018. The city needs to standardize the parks. They need to look at where all the dogs are and make sure that there's lots of parks.
Moyes says that kind of standardization will benefit both people with and without dogs.
People, who don't have dogs, necessarily don't want to have dogs running around them, in an open park. And it's an equity issue in that we need to make sure that everyone feels safe and included in cities' plans going forward.
He adds that bylaw enforcement would also be better served with a citywide plan. The fine for having a dog off-leash outside of a designated area is $365.
How can we, ticket somebody when there's not an appropriate space for them to walk their dogs or have their dogs off leash? And if we have a master plan in place and we have dog parks across the city, and so people know that they should go here and not there, then we can actually then enforce the bylaw.
When asked earlier in the day, Mayor Olivia Chow had this to say about the idea.
Having a plan is always useful, but in terms of funding, we have a budget process rolling out soon.
The motion was considered by the Infrastructure and Environment Committee today and will later go to Council in October. For City News, I'm Dilshad Burman.